Hi. So, three things. First, I just finished recording basically a visual film of one of my poems from my poetry collection, actually, right there. um, and so, if you want to check that out, I have a playlist of my visual poems. And I recently posted one this week, and so this will be the second one. And I had fun recording it. This is a new thing I'm doing for my basically my third year celebration for my poetry book's birthday. Um, and so yeah, I wanted to kind of make like a short film slash just like visual poetry or just like poetry film of some of my poems and how it all connects together. So it was enjoyable to do. It took me probably 10 to 20 minutes. And so yeah, I can't wait for you to see how that turns out. And then second, today I was thinking about like kind of my brand, but also just like how do I talk about my books, my brand, my LLC, and like what I write, what I do. And I'm still working on it across YouTube and Instagram to make it just flow and look better. But listening to a bunch of YouTubers, I need the consistent reminder to not feel like an ad and not feel like I'm like, check out my book, but more like, what can I offer you? And it's kind of like this, like these videos like this, a vlog, or talking to you, or just sharing about my book, sharing about my ideas, but also the visuals, bringing my poem to life in a unique way. That's creative and fun for me, but also maybe interesting and cool for you as well. I could also do it by sharing why I wrote my books, or what my books are about, but in a deeper way of like why I really wrote it, because I have these ideas in my head but I don't know how to articulate it because I don't like to edit. So it feels tedious or long to like edit a video or to create a post that fits just right on Instagram. And so therefore I feel like it sets me back. But then you hear about like you want an aesthetic, or you want your brand to be like, oh, when you see that, you know that that's that person's post. So like, and so I want that like cleanness, but I also want ease for myself. And so I'm trying to find the balance of both, to share and be more insightful and to share my journey more, and not just be like, this is why you should buy my book, but more like, this is me, this is why I write. These are my interest or my passion and my stories. This is my journey. This is what I'm aiming for, my goals. I just want to be able to share it more with you, but also in a way that is enjoyable for me. And because I write but also have other creative ideas, I don't know how to share it like other are like artists. Artists can share like maybe like their process and like from beginning to end, or the middle stages, or what's working. And I just don't know. I don't like, I guess recording myself typing, because I just get in the zone, and sometimes I might do it but not always. And so it's just figuring out how to share that feels easeful for me, but also would be interesting for you, and also feels like I'm giving you something of value, because that's what I feel like I'm missing. What am I giving you that is valuable? And I feel like I'm missing it. But again, I could just share some of my poems. I could just share some of my writing. I could just share some of my thoughts that give you an insight into who I am and why you may want to connect with me or continue following my journey. Um, and I just need to find a smoother way of doing it. Yeah. And so, was that number two? I think it was number two. I think the real number two actually was that I say all this to say I'm trying to figure out how to market, or maybe it's number three. I have no clue. But I'm trying to share like, what is my brand about, what is my company about. And so I was trying to think of it today because I read an email, Reagan at Danae Co. She has like a mini quiz to just help you think more about like your brand. And so I tried to like answer the question like how would you describe your company in 20 seconds? And I'm just going to try it with you right now. Um, I'm an author and I write stories about. See, there's two ways this could go. I'm just going to try. I'm an author and I write books about characters going through life with difficult upbringings, and I aim to end my novels and my stories with hope at the end. But I want you to see complex characters going through life, and you may not agree or you may agree with their decisions, but I just want you to see the complex reasons of why they make the decisions they do, even if you disagree or agree with their choices. And that's like okay, but I feel like I could have something more concise, and I'm trying to figure out the conciseness. Um, but yeah, I write because I want stories about difficult or complex upbringings that show families going through life and them dealing with situations and how they overcome it in a way for people to feel more relatable. I like that connection. I like that relatability. Sorry. And so that's why I write, because I just want to see people be people, but also through the struggle of it, and then how they find motivation, how they seek motivation, or how they gain motivation, are able to come overcome their difficulties, their struggles, because I feel like that's what I need sometimes, to see how you overcome it. Like, yes, you can show me the difficulty, but show me also how do you overcome it. And so I want it in my stories with that, at least showing at it, even if I don't show the fullness of it, at least hinting and showing a peek of it, to be like, oh, okay, I could try this. So I think that's honestly like my main end goal, even though I do show like um characters having difficult situations or going through hardship. I really want to see how you overcome it, so that other people, when watching or reading, because I do aim to want to do movies and TV shows as well, and plays, can see and read about different ways to just overcome challenges in life, because life is a lot, and it'd be nice just to see how someone does it, even if it may not align with us, but it could motivate us or give us hope. And I guess I want more hope, because when I was a child, I feel like the hardship books I read, the hope was like, oh, find a love interest, or the hope was that you always have someone on your side. And it's like, yes, that may be the case, but how do you do the internal work? And so I didn't want it to just be about like leaning on a romantic partner, and I didn't want it to be leaning on family, because some people may not be able to lean on family. I thankfully am, but not everyone is. And so I wanted to see more internally, how do we overcome, or how do we navigate through the difficulty to get to just something hopeful. So yeah, that's a long way of me describing why I write and what I aim for my company and my books to be, and helpful for. So yeah, I don't even remember my checklist anymore, because I know one was I had fun making the video, two was this, I think, this conversation, and now I don't remember three. Hmm. But yeah, I'm gonna write some of Olivia's. But I think that's what number three was. So number three is that I finally finished transferring my notes from my notebook to my computer for Olivia's book, and now I'm on to transferring my notes from my phone to Olivia's book, and then I can just start draft two of editing Olivia's book, putting everything in order, because everything is out of order right now, and then I could just read through it all and see what scenes I'm missing, see what is working, what's not. I definitely don't have an ending yet for this book, so figure out that. So yeah, I'm getting closer. I'm finally making progress again, and so that's a plus. So yes, this is an update. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, just write your story. and take care.